The 87 Chevy truck with my favorite 60/40 split bench seat. What I did, I posted up all the pictures, a step-by-step of what I did to make these fit in the truck on YouTube, or excuse me, Facebook, my blog page. The only tricky part, I would say, basically, what I did was take the C10 seat mounts, an extra set of them, so I had 2 pairs of C10 seat mounts, regular from the old truck, and bolted 1 pair on that seat, 1 pair onto this seat, right up to the bottom of it. Once you place them in there, of course, you had to drill holes for that mount and holes for this one, right? That one, for the most part, set into place over there, and then just drilled holes and bolted it down. Over here, the only tricky part, the biggest tricky part on this seat installation is right here. If I can get this camera in there. Right there. This thing, because there's a big dip here. On the back, I was just able to drill a hole and bolt it down. Up in the front, I had to make this little tower to mount the seat onto. This tower is made from the ears that I cut off of the seat mounts. On the seat mounts, when you take them off a C10, it'll have 2 bars that go up in the back, the rear of the seat, to mount to the seat. I cut those 2 bars off, welded them together, then welded them to the floor. Actually, I can move this carpet out of the way. Just welded them to the floor like that. Alright. And then made a tower, which obviously wasn't big enough. Probably found a better spacer than that. There's just some washers. It'd be nice if it was wider, but it doesn't flex. I have no issues. It works fine. But that's the 60/40 split. Both of them move independently from each other. Both seats come forward. I love these seats. Alright, I'm going to go over what's going on right now. I'm mounting the 60/40 split bench, the folding console, into the 87 Chevy truck. And this right here you're looking at is the bottom of the 60/40 split bench. And then this over here is the old bench that was in it, in the truck. What I started with was measuring the distance between the 2 mounts here. Got one here and the other one down here. I measured the mounting distance. Actually, I measured using this hole right here, of the width, so I know how far apart they were. Then I came over here and measured the width of this bench seat, and then I centered the width of those mounting points. I centered them on this bench. So I measured the width of this. It came to 53 inches. The width, the distance between those 2 mounts, was 47 inches. That left me 6 inches difference. So what I did, just put from the end, 3 inches from the end of where I measured, which would be right here where this mark is. I marked it, and that's where I'll be drilling my holes. Measured the distance on the back too, it came out the same. So that'll get me my outer mounting location. This one right here I'm already started. I just drilled a hole in the bottom there. What we do is we're mounting it same as it was from the factory. There's a bar that goes across here. We're mounting it on that bar. One thing I did was I picked up an extra set of the 80 C10 bench seat mounts. So I used 2 sets. You'll use 1 pair on this chair and then 1 pair on that one. Okay? You'll need an extra set because of course you only come with 1. So once you take them off though, see these ears right here? You go ahead and cut those ears off. Save them though, because we'll wind up using 1 later. And then in the center, I'll have to show you a picture, there's a rivet in there. You cut it off and knock it out, and that's the hole that I use to mount on the back of the new seats over here. Alright, so I've got an old C10 mount here in my vise, and these are the ears I was talking about that mount to the back of the seat in the original bench. First thing we're going to do is, of course, take the spring off. It's just a return spring. I'm going to take that off, and then I come in here and just cut straight across on both of these, straight across to remove the ears. To get what I'm using to cut it off with, just using this tool right here. To be able to get in there, because you'll notice it hits. First thing I do is I'll hit it with a hammer, get these bent down out of the way, and then go in there and cut them off. Alright, after I've cut those off, I'll go ahead and grind the head off of this rivet. Once the head's gone off the rivet, I'll grind it off with the same tool. Once the head's gone off the rivet, I put this punch here and smack it with the BFH and go ahead and knock that out. The reason I do that is because I use this hole to put the bolt through to mount it to the new bench. Right here. See, I've cut the ears off already. I've knocked the rivet out, and you can't see the bolt, but I ran a bolt through there and bolted it down to the metal that's there. In between the two, though, I put a nut in between to space it up to make it clear the lump that's in the front and back. So I got a bolt with a nut in between to space it, and then another nut on the back. These are the mounts that come on the 95 through 99 60/40 split bench. You could probably adjust them, cut them up, and weld them to fit to do what I'm trying to do here. I just like the method that I'm using. It seems easier, but this is what they look like. It also shows you, see how high it's mounted? Because the floor difference in the trucks is huge. So that height right there would put your head into the ceiling on a 80 C10. So what we do basically with the other mounts I'm using, it would be the same as removing this and just using the slider part. That's what these look like. So we're pretty much bolting it the same way as it is here onto the newer seats. By the time we get done, the bottom of the seat here will be just about a 1/2 inch off the hump, the floor there in the bottom of the cab.